Hello and welcome. This is Steven, and we are live from wonderful Wiltshire in England, and we're just about to go live on Amazon. Just bear with me a moment, and I'm waiting for the go live signal on my iPad, which is where I control the Amazon live show from, and go live. Okay, so thank you for watching on YouTube and LinkedIn. We are now live on Amazon. I want to say welcome to the broadcast, and it's a beautiful day. The weather has changed. We're definitely in spring now. It's great to be able to go out for a walk and just enjoy the English countryside, and I feel so blessed by it. Now, 22nd of March, the week before that, King Charles of England announced the opening of the King Charles III England Coast Path. Now, that's a path that goes all the way around England. And I was fascinated, that you could start off in Scotland, you could walk down the east coast of England, you could walk along the south coast, and then you could walk up the west coast, right, all the way up to Scotland. 2,700 miles, a continuous path, and it is totally free. So I was inspired by this. I've also been inspired by the book that we produced, which is Barnaby's Perfect Broth. Let me show you that. Earlier this year, Angelika and I produced a book which is called Barnaby's Perfect Broth, Tale of Slowness in a Fast World. And it's a German language book, and it is, if you want to learn German, it's got a beginner's section, it's got an intermediate section, and advanced. And Barnaby is on a quest to make the most perfect broth ever, and he needs some ingredients. I can tell you that some of those ingredients are potatoes and carrots. 3 potatoes, 2 carrots, and some magical ingredients which Barnaby goes on a search for. Now, we created that using 2 programs. Okay, we used Google NoteBookLM, which is the best piece of software that's been produced this year for creating content. I'm going to show you why in a moment. I'm going to show you, well, I decided that what we'd actually do is use Google NoteBookLM and Google Gemini to take us on a tour around England along the coastal path, all 2,700 miles. Now, in order to do that, I broke it into 50-mile segments with the help of Google NoteBookLM. And then I went on to document the 50 seconds, or yesterday, there are 45 sections in all. I actually finished the 45th one. So now I am creating content using Google NoteBookLM and Google Gemini. Now, to celebrate the 45th episode being complete, 45th segment, I said to NoteBookLM, let's celebrate. Could you create a video about the King Charles III England Coast Path? And this is the video. So I'm going to switch my mic off, and we're going to have a short video. And this is what the England Coast Path is all about. But this was created, I've been working with Google NoteBookLM for a month. This was created. It's the same method used to create Barnaby's Perfect Broth, which is down the carousel. So let's go to the video now.
The King Charles III England Coast Path is a massive infrastructure project designed to wrap the entire English seaboard. Looking at this map, you see a trail that is approximately 2,700 miles long, making it the longest managed coastal walking route in the world. It features a coastal margin, 943 square miles, granting legal access off the linear path, right down to the water's edge. But seeing a number that large creates a practical problem. It paralyzes casual weekend visitors who don't know where to start. Trying to hike the coast without a targeted regional strategy guarantees you will spend more time battling logistics than actually enjoying the walk. Authors Angelika and Steven Healy developed a framework to solve this trail paralysis, centered around a character named Barnaby the Turtle. The core ethos is simple: stop worrying about high mileage and prioritize a deliberate, slow pace. This diagram shows how we break those 2,700 miles down into 3 distinct scenario profiles: landmarks, accessibility, and wildlife. The crucial question isn't how far you can hike, it's figuring out exactly which environment matches your specific mobility level and interests. The goal is optimizing a 5 to 10 mile slice of the trail that perfectly fits your physical capabilities. First is the Heritage Hunter profile. This targets the path's most iconic geological sites and historic strongholds. In the Northeast, you find sites like Bamburgh Castle, a fortress that has stood guard over the beach for over a millennium. Down south, you can trace the dramatic geology of the Seven Sisters Cliffs, or navigate the famous sheer drops of the White Cliffs of Dover. Further west along the Jurassic coast, the trail routes you past Durdle Door's massive limestone arch, and in Cornwall it brings you to the Minack Theatre, an amphitheater carved directly into the cliffside. To reach these views, you must navigate steep gradients, uneven stairs, and sheer drops that require higher cardiovascular exertion. You also have to share the trail with the heavy tourist foot traffic drawn to these major national treasures. For the heritage,
That video, which I'll play a little more later, was basically imagined, created, the graphics were created, the voiceover was created, and it was all done by Google NoteBookLM. I just said, let's celebrate finishing 45 segments of the King Charles III England Coast Path. And I gave the instruction, let's celebrate to Google NoteBookLM. And from all the information that we'd gathered over the 3 weeks of doing this, NoteBookLM by itself created that video, which we can use to promote the ebooks that are coming out. There are 6 ebooks, which one of which will definitely be on Amazon, and it gives you all the information you need to explore the England Coast Path, which runs for 2,700 miles around England, and it is totally free. So when you come over to England, I've created a guide using Barnaby to venture around the 2,700 miles and investigate what you can do and see along the way. And it's been a joy to do. But that video was created, it just amazes me that basically you can't train, or you don't train AI, you inform AI and you work with it. And this video is a result of my working with Google Gemini and Google NoteBookLM. I couldn't have done it on my own. They couldn't have done it without me. So it's a true team. And Angelika and I took Barnaby the Turtle and he's going on a journey. And if I go over here, remember, this is all about Barnaby the Turtle, Tale of Slowness in a Faster World. He is down in the carousel, and the book is a German language learning book, and it is for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. Okay, now, if you're hanging around, and I want to say thank you if you are, I'm going to bring the video back and play some more.
the Heritage Hunter, unparalleled dramatic views demand intense terrain and large crowds. Next is the Optimizer. This profile is built for friction-free, highly accessible weekend strolls. Looking at this illustration, we see flat, designated segments like the 26 kilometers from Skegness to Mablethorpe. Because these specific paths are style-free and paved, they guarantee ease of use for wheelchairs, pushchairs, and multi-generational.
Now, as you can see, if I just move this over here, okay, and this over here, is that going to work? Just a second. That didn't work. Oh, good. Okay. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching on LinkedIn, thank you. If you're watching on Amazon, thank you. It's Steven live from wonderful Wiltshire in England, and we're talking about using Google NoteBookLM, Google Gemini to create content. Now, this is the content. This is Turtle's Guide to Segment 39, which goes from Liverpool to Southport. So let's make a start. And we're talking about the world's longest managed coastal path, 2,700 miles, and there is no need to rush. The coast reveals its greatest secrets to those who take their time. And we're going to be going through Liverpool, Crosby Beach, Sefton, and Southport. And along the way, Barnaby is going to guide us, and he's going to point out what we can actually see. And there you have the River Mersey and Barnaby setting out on his journey from Liverpool, the city of music, because it is on the Atlantic Ocean, and the area is governed by tides. You've got to be careful of the tides on this section of the path. And the coastal margin, basically there is erosion which takes place on the coast. So what you want to do is the path will move as the coast moves. So the unbroken 2,700 mile path, if part of the coast falls into the sea, the path will simply move and you can carry on. And if we go back, Formby is Sands, a beautiful place. I used to go there in my childhood. And then the next step is to go along the path, which is free of stiles. It's all gates. There are no stiles to climb over. It's paved in sections, and it's designed for running and it's designed for walking. Nature is in abundance along the west coast of England, and it's just there to be observed from wildfowl through to the many plants that actually grow, and the whole path is signposted by the acorn, and all you need to do is follow the acorns and you'll then end up in Southport, which is a resort, and it's the end of segment 39, and it's famous for sandy beaches and an immense tidal range of the Ribble estuary. And your coastal adventure awaits. And you've got guides for all 45 sections, which were produced using NoteBookLM. And it's the same technology that was used to create Barnaby's Perfect Broth, which is down in the carousel. And it is, I think, $3.99. Okay, and it's created by myself and my partner Angelika. So I'm really sold on AI and using AI to good purpose to create content that we couldn't otherwise do. I'm artistically challenged, and with a pencil, I can't draw. I basically the route that we're taking around the coast path has been imagined by Google NoteBookLM using all the knowledge that I gave to it and the way in which I guided it step by step. Sometimes having to, you may have heard, you've got to actually guide AI. Not tell it what to do, but guide it. And you've got to understand how it works. Once you get to know how AI works, then you can create books like Barnaby's Perfect Broth. So there you have it. So I'm going to finish off this section I'm going to finish the video we've been watching. So I'm going to turn my microphone off.
Multi-generational families. The 93-kilometer stretch from Minehead to Brean Down offers a similar advantage, placing walkers right next to urban parking and accessible toilets. The trade-off for this convenience is isolation. Choosing these paths means sacrificing rugged, natural wilderness. These sections frequently share space with paved promenades, meaning you will be walking alongside cyclists, locals, and urban infrastructure. The optimizer trades coastal isolation for guaranteed, stress-free access for the whole family. Finally, we have the naturalist. This profile seeks direct access to priority coastal conservation habitats. This takes you to stretches like the Farne Islands, a world-famous sanctuary for seabirds, or to Walney Island in Cumbria, which hosts significant breeding colonies of gray seals. But venturing into this coastal margin requires you to navigate highly dynamic, fragile environments. Walkers must strictly obey seasonal diversions to protect nesting birds and maintain rigid leash control over dogs at all times. The ultimate logistical challenge here is committing to tidal crossings, like the causeway leading to the holy island of Lindisfarne. Failing to plan around local tide charts can leave unsuspecting walkers stranded, or even worse, in severe physical danger. Accessing England's finest wildlife requires submitting entirely to nature's schedule. The trail's massive scale should be viewed as a functional menu rather than a marathon mandate. This scorecard maps the trade-offs. You have flat paths for strollers, elevated routes for heritage hikers, and rigid tidal zones for wildlife watchers. If you have mobility limitations or a tight schedule, you need to skip the tidal zones and cliff routes entirely. Instead, focus on the low-friction stretches in Cumbria or Lincolnshire, where multi-generational families can thrive. And because the path was legally designed with a rollback mechanism, if a cliff erodes, the trail dynamically shifts inland. The continuous route is never lost to the sea. Channel Barnaby the turtle. Do not let 2,700 miles intimidate you. Choose the exact terrain that fits your weekend, and take it one pebble at a time.
One pebble at a time, and that is sound advice. And the video, which I played now in its entirety, was created by Google NoteBookLM from information that I gave to it, and that's NoteBookLM's imagination. If you allow Google NoteBookLM to actually equivalent to computer dreaming, then you get impressive results. Okay, so the script for that was written by NoteBookLM. The images were created by NoteBookLM. It is completely AI, and I say that unashamedly, but I actually directed it, and that's basically what you should do with AI. Rather than just asking questions of AI, you can use AI to create content. Now, I've been a Google Workspace user for about 20 years. And within Google Workspace, in addition to Gmail and in addition to Google Docs, is Google NoteBookLM and Google Gemini. And they allowed me to actually create content and to create the book that's down in the carousel at the moment, Barnaby's Perfect Broth. Just those two pieces of software. And I can tell you that to actually do that from a cost point of view, together using all the Google Workspace, the email, the docs, and more, is $20 a month. And this is not an affiliate sale. I'm just saying that it is a practical way to actually create content which is useful. We're going to be publishing the complete 2,700-mile route in 50-mile segments, and they will be in basically in six phases, and you'll be able to go around the coast of England, finding out what you can see. And it's designed for schools, it's designed for walking groups, it's designed for everybody. Yeah, because I'm a great believer of getting out into the great outdoors. I live with my partner Angelika 30 minutes away from Stonehenge, and we walked Stonehenge last Friday. We try and go 4 or 5 times a year. It's a beautiful place to go to. and you can go to Stonehenge, and also you can go to Bath. This is the city of Bath, and this is worth a day of your visit to the UK. If you come over to the UK, you must go to Stonehenge, you must go to Bath, and we're going in 3 weeks' time. We're off to Germany for a wedding. Yeah, now all the photographs I'm showing you are actually made using my Samsung Galaxy Ultra, which is down in the carousel also. Now, in addition to that, next thing I want to talk about, because we're going to go rambling on this, is if I go here, just give me a second to actually change things, and hopefully everything will work, and I shall be able to find you a new photograph, which is here. Okay. One of the things that Angelika and I do, I'll take that off. One of the things that Angelika and I do is, and let's just put this on just a second. We are live from Wiltshire in England. This is Wiltshire behind me. This, in actual fact, is Quaker's Walk in Devizes in Wiltshire. And it is the place that Angelika and I, every Saturday, when it's good, we actually go for a park run. Now, park run, can I do that? No, I can't. Disappears. I can magic. I can make the card disappear and appear. Okay, I'm using a green screen. You'll probably guess by now. Park run is, first of all, Park Run is a charity. It started in London at a place called Bushy Park 20 years ago. And last week, the number of people who took part in a park run around the world was over 480,000 people. 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, you walk, run, jog or Jeff 5 kilometres, which is 3.1 miles. There are 730 courses in the UK, and the increasing number of courses in Australia, in Holland, in Germany, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Hong Kong. There are courses around the world. I mean, Angelika and I are pleased to have actually had the chance to go to park runs in England, of course, and in Holland, and in Germany. And when I went to visit my son and his wife in Australia, we did a park run in Australia as well. So it's free. It's a charity. And basically you turn up at 10 to 9 on a Saturday morning. If you Google park run, you find one near you. You turn up at 10 to 9 and you're in your running kit and you're ready to run 5 kilometres, but you don't want to do it alone. You want to do it with a group of people who will, over time, become friends. And you turn up at 10 to 9. There is a briefing, and the course is marshalled. There are people stationed around the course. There is a marshal who stands the corner behind me, and there's a marshal stood to that side of me and that side of me. There are people all around the course. You can't get lost. The people will encourage you. They will support you. They will help you. And the Queen's Park course usually has about 30 people marshalling and 150 to 250 people doing the run. And the path is wide enough to take 4 or 5 people at a time. And we just love it. I mean, we will be there tomorrow at 10 to 9 for the briefing, and then we'll set off. Angelika will run faster than I can, but we'll both complete the course, and then we actually come back afterwards for our treat, which is basically coffee and crumpets, which we've earned. So if you're thinking about exercising, then do check out Park Run. Park Run becomes a way of life. This will be my 83rd park run. Angelika's done 107 park runs. I've actually been one of the volunteers at 25 park runs. In actual fact, I can show you what a park run looks like if I go here. Behind me is a park run, and you can see the people on the course. This is the start of it. The lady in the blue jacket to the left of me or to the right, by my side. The lady there is a marshal, and she is a park walker. And if you want company on your walk, then the park walkers are there. There are marshals all around the course. You never come last at a park run because there is a marshal whose job it is to tail walk and to come last. Now, just to prove that I know what I'm talking about, you see the guy in orange, you see another guy in orange, and then you'll see me. Now, I'm obviously serious about parkrun. I totally enjoy it, and it is part of our weekend. Yeah, and I practice during the week. I get out in the fresh air wearing my Garmin, okay, and that's what I actually use to stay healthy and to monitor my health. And if you register for a park run, then you'll get an armband, which I'm trying to find. You'll get an armband like this, which has got a barcode on it. Now, that barcode is unique to you. You start at 9 o'clock and you go around the course. Now, it can take you an hour or it can take you 17 minutes, depends how fit, how young you are. And basically, it's a great place to make friends. But at the end of the 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, there is a finish funnel, and you go into the finish funnel, you're given a token which denotes your position because this is a timed race. So you're given a token and you've got your barcode, personal barcode. They are both scanned and you get your time published on the parkrun page afterwards, and it's there forevermore. And you've got a permanent personal page on the parkrun website, and it shows all the places you've been. Now, say with one of these, which cost about $20, you are able to travel the world. You don't need to get one of these. You can just have your barcode on your mobile phone for free, and it's just basically it's the way that we, Angelika and I, keep fit. And we're looking to go over to Germany in May for a wedding, and we're hoping possibly, I don't know whether we will or not, we might do a park run in Germany. Okay, I want to say a big thank you for watching on Amazon, of course, on YouTube, thank you, and on LinkedIn. This video will be replayed on Facebook later today. And if you're watching the replay and you got this far, just thank you. Now, I'm going to go back to where we started. Let's just take myself off full screen. And if I go over here, I can give you an idea of King Charles III, England Coast Path. I'll put my glasses on so I can read this. But there's Barnaby, and there's the signpost at the top, King Charles III, England Coast Path. And the start off, the very first section, phase, is in northeastern Yorkshire, and it starts on the border with Scotland. And then you go to Amble, and you'll be going past Lindisfarne, or Holy Island. You're going past Bamberg Castle, and you see the wildlife on the Farne Islands. Segment 2 goes from Amble to South Shields, and highlights include Druridge Bay, Tynemouth Priory, and the industrial heritage of the Tyne. Okay, and I noticed a problem with that, which I'll speak to Angelika about. Segment 3 goes from South Shields to Staines, known for Durham's unique magnesian limestone, and it also goes past Seam's sea glass. Section 4 goes from Staithes to Scarborough, which takes in Whitby Abbey, which is where Bram Stoker wrote Dracula. Yeah, well, not in the Abbey. Bram Stoker wasn't in the Abbey, but he was in Whitby when he wrote Dracula. So we're told. And my son Paul, his wife Kate, comes from Whitby, so that's our connection with it. And you'll have the North Yorkshire coast as well. And then segment 5, is Scarborough to the Humber Bridge, which is an engineering marvel. And it is just a beautiful part of the world. So there we've come down the east coast of England. We started on the border with Scotland, and every section is documented, and every section has been using NoteBookLM let's go. I want to give it credit here. I've used NoteBookLM, Google Gemini, Canva, and PDF.net to actually create this. And it's been a pleasure to do it. It is a great way to create content. Use AI for our benefit. And as it says on there, I'm going to put that full screen. There we go. The best things in life take time. And I'm firmly of that opinion. And phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, and phase 6 I'm working on at the moment, and it will be released beginning of April. Beginning of May. That's my target for doing this, but I only started on March 22nd. My point on all of this, if I just change up a gear, just let me go here and go here. I'll go there. No, I'll go here. Right, sorry about that. And I am back. My point about all of this is that we're fortunate in what we can do. Yeah, if I'm thinking about doing a live broadcast, then I can use Google Gemini and ask it for ideas. Yeah, give it a topic and say, right, what can I talk about in relation to this? And it comes back with a list of things that you can talk about, which gives you your script for the broadcast and agenda. So Google Gemini for the agenda. Okay, if I want now, I use Google Gemini, could use Google Gemini for my agendas. On the old days, we'd get a pad and paper and write it down. Not so these days. What I've got, because of Google Notebook, let's come back. Every time I go live on YouTube, the link for that YouTube video goes into a NoteBookLM notebook. And that is, every time I go live, I'm building my own personal knowledge base. And Google NoteBookLM knows the broadcasts that I've made and can summarize those broadcasts. It can give me a script it gives me everything I've said during the broadcast. So it basically is documenting the broadcast. I can have slides from the broadcast. The whole AI has so changed the world. We've got away from pencil and paper. We're now in a world where we can create. We're the creative ones. I mean, we need to prime AI. We need to give AI direction. We need to be there to direct it. We need to be there to correct it. But AI is just the most amazing thing. The tools that we've got now to actually be creative are amazing. And I'm totally enjoying myself, having a blast, and using everything that I can to actually come here and tell stories. And I'm going to close with the video that we started with. So I'm going to bring the video back. I'm going to go back to the beginning and press play.
The King Charles III England Coast Path is a massive infrastructure project designed to wrap the entire English seaboard. Looking at this map, you see a trail that is approximately 2,700 miles long, making it the longest managed coastal walking route in the world. It features a coastal margin, 943 square miles, granting legal access off the linear path, right down to the water's edge. But seeing a number that large creates a practical problem. It paralyzes casual weekend visitors who don't know where to start. Trying to hike the coast without a targeted regional strategy guarantees you will spend more time battling logistics than actually enjoying the walk. Authors Angelika and Steven developed a framework to solve this trail paralysis, centered around a character named Barnaby the turtle. The core ethos is simple: stop worrying about high mileage and prioritize a deliberate, slow pace. This diagram shows how we break those 2,700 miles down into 3 distinct scenario profiles: landmarks, accessibility, and wildlife.
Right. The complete video is on YouTube. I want to say thank you for watching today, whether you've been watching on Amazon or YouTube or LinkedIn. I'm Stephen Healy. It's the weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Let's hope we have some sun, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Take care and goodbye for now. Oh, and thank you to BeLive for providing this wonderful software.